Hello everyone, Happy New Year. It's kind of dark. I am testing scope with Koi-san, but it's kind of dark. Maybe I should put the lights on. And this slide is little, it's hard to capture, I think. But if I laying down this way, see, I don't see whole thing, some reason. Let's see. Maybe use the Periscope producer, like OBS. Maybe that would be better without Koi-san. I don't know. Still figuring out. How's everyone doing? Hope you got the 2018 New Year's resolution. So right now it's 2:15 p.m. It's Monday, New Year's Day. Probably everybody's get busy. I just saw LA has a Oshogatsu event. Oshogatsu means New Year in Japanese. Hi Enda-san, Happy New Year. I am testing new slide size. Happy New Year. I just had a osechi that made by my friend. It's really nice. She always does, and every year, and she delivered to all the friends she knows around her neighborhood. It is really hard to make in Japanese food using, American ingredients. But she does every year for her friend. That's pretty nice. Yes. Even Japanese people not cooking osechi, that's a New Year's food dishes anymore. They just buy from the restaurant or buy from somewhere. Are you having good New Year? Oh, that's nice. Oh, okay. They are in Japan, right? They are in Japan. Yeah, definitely. It's been a long time, right? Yeah, I'm so happy for you to have a, very special day and celebrating holiday time with your loved one. That's the always valuable time. I'm trying to do some because I learned the value creation through Ikigai and Hatarakigai scope. I just made 12 different topics for next 12 weeks. Then maybe I should do OBS, but setting up OBS takes more time. Then I am thinking to switch in the time because I was doing every morning, but probably doing every evening because topic would be more kind of business-like. So your wifey is going to work? Because with your family, it's harder to have a time in the morning. Or maybe one day. So in that case, you still have more time. But breakfast is a great, a valuable time to talk and discuss with your family member. The people who don't have someone to talk to, normally doing scope in the morning. Okay. Yay! Congratulations! I know how happy to have in your hand and in her hand. Oh, she needs to have a car to drive to get work, I see. But you know, there's a lot of remote work, like my company. All our staff member and intern is working remotely. We don't have a physical office. Everything is virtual. If she prefer though, but if she doesn't prefer, she always needs to get the license. Oh, that's nice. Oh, me? Hi, Tristan. Happy New Year. But I would say for her case, and she needs to meet someone face to face first, right? Because remote work is sometimes, it depends on the company. We try to get together, everyone, even like a casual talk, not a business meeting. Try to communicate each other more often. But some of the company, that's only like a business meeting. So it's harder to knowing each other. Hey, Canada is freezing, right? Because Chicago, Scoper, Janine, tweeted me, in Chicago is minus 23 degrees. Over here is nothing for her, because only it's only minus 12, but we are so struggle. Minus 9 over there? Are you serious? Oh my goodness. One of the scoper is scoping LA Oshogatsu, New Year, Japanese New Year. It was fun to watch. But at LA, everybody's wearing like a shirt, they don't have a jacket. I see. But this would be great for the scoper because everybody's staying home and they don't have nothing to do and they watch Periscope. Is that called Arctic cold? Yeah, when I came here, when was it? 1994? That was the coldest winter. Oh, you're gonna go out shopping? Nice. Wind is killing. No. I see. The coldest weather I experienced was minus 18 degrees in Celsius. I still remember, even though I was wearing fur coat, I feel like naked. And my teeth was so cold, then probably my muscle would get cold. I see. Oh my goodness. Then also, when I was living in an apartment, so because there's a heat. But when I visited someone's house, the house get cold too. That's right. Otherwise, it's gonna explode, right? Then you have no waters, no showers. That would be nightmare. So probably this angle, maybe it's harder to capture whole thing. I'm still there. Yeah. Bad trip for USA? Because of the weather-wise? It's much warmer. What about Florida and Hawaii? You never do? in New York, and we don't have to do it because if you live in house, maybe Canada has a kind of different system. They already kind of cover up with the depends on the insulation, I think. When I was little and in my hometown, and because there's no hot water by the time, so we have to dip in the water all the time when it's get in a cold winter, even like a 0 or -1 degree. I remember, and my house our faucet is explode, like then we have to go to the landlord to fix it. But in New York, I don't think we don't have to do it because most of the apartment is covered nicely. I see. That's interesting. Even though next to the hot water faucet, it still happen? Oh, I see. Oh, because you don't have a cold climate all the time? That's right. And also, what do you call that insulation? And insulation has a kind of bad reputation, not the name of the city in Canada, asbesto. Not the asbesto, but it's something inside of the insulation, and people started to using careful to pick up what kind of insulation for the wall, right? Oh, okay, sure, yeah. Go ahead. Wifey is the most, priority person. That's right. Yeah. Did you know that Asbesto is the name of the city in Canada, right? City or town, right? Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Have a nice shopping. I don't know what do you call it. Have a great shopping. Mata ne. Probably I could do like this. I don't know, maybe I see like a little shadow. Should I change the slide of the color? I was preparing this. Can you imagine? This is the Manhattan average rent in 2017. Way too expensive, don't you think? Because minimum wage this year is going to be $13.50 or $15 an hour. So that means if you work 200 hours a month, your salary would be $3,000. But a Manhattan studio, not the one bedroom, average rent is almost $3,000, right? So the reason why there's a two different rent range is 2,528 is without doorman. If you want to have a doorman, it's over 3,000. I don't live that kind of fancy studio. So that means even though you making, let's say, because normally you need to have 3 times of the rent for the salary, right? So that means you need to pretty much. That's right. You need to have a 10,000, almost 9,000 or 10,000. I think 10,000. If you're making $10,000 a month, you have to pay $3,000 tax, right? Well, I think you need to make more money. One of the friend and who worked as financial, and he told me a very interesting story. And New York is the most toughest city, even though you're making $10,000 a month. because you're making $10,000 a month, so annual salary would be $120,000. But as you see, you pay tax, then pay studio rent, or maybe one bedroom, then eating decent food. Maybe you can save some money for the retirement. All the money is gone already. Then also he was saying, if you're making same amount of money, not Texas. Where was the city you can have a like luxury lifestyle? I think he was mentioned about not LA. I forgot where that is. Like Maryland? No. Anyway, so the value is interesting, right? Because it's not only the number of the money. Because if you're paying $500 a month for the rent, you can have a lot of money left if you're making $10,000 a month, but not in New York. Then I was preparing this one is in Japanese. Did you know this word? Hourly rate and average rent. That's right. That's the kind of interesting part, because I was doing scoping to Japanese viewer. Japan is, you can still have eating lunch, even $4 and $5 and good lunch. But in New York, $4, I don't think we can afford McDonald's lunch. So it's a, not the value. So that's why we can't discuss only the number, how much money you are making or how much money you pay for the rent. No? Are you in New York City? I think I saw your Christmas cooking scope. Oh, you had, yeah, that's right, you had lived in Japan. So you made a lot of money in Japan? Oh, then you've been to New York City. But Japan rent is not that high as New York City, but the space-wise is much smaller. Not as Hong Kong. Oh no? That's why you came back to stay? Do you know the word black company? Black 企業? Oh, yeah, I think transportation is very expensive in Japan. Because food was not, but if you go to the fancy sushi restaurant, you have to pay $500, almost like a $500 or $1,000, right? There's a $1,000 sushi restaurant in New York too. Masa Sushi, right? Hi, Bod. Bod is a kind of delay. Oh, that's everywhere. Yeah, you're right. They always have 3 different type of price range for, the affordable price and kind of like a fancy price and a luxury price. Maybe I should change the color of the slide because of white. I don't know. Okay. Value creation. Do you see the outside? It's kind of bright today, but no cloud. That means so cold. Decent is lunch is 700 yen. It's like $550. Slides are okay? Okay, good. But we can't capture Koi-san's face, just only the slides. Maybe I should not use the puppet Koi hashtag. Because sometimes people ask me, what is this? You know. Yeah, depends on the city. It's like a state. If you go to New Jersey, even next, like a neighbor state is different. Connecticut and Massachusetts. Like my hometown in Japan, it's way different. Only 45 minutes from bullet train apart, but it's so different. Japan, I would say, is a strange country. Maybe I can say that because I'm Japanese, right? Hometown is close to Sendai. One of the scoper was scoping about Sendai. That was really fun. He stopping by my scope and asked me to join his scope because he's in Sendai. He was in Sendai. That was so much fun. Oh, you used to have a girlfriend in Sendai? You've been there before? Food in Sendai is 100 times better than Tokyo. But the sad thing is so many good fish market is gone because of the tsunami. Yeah, don't you agree? Yes. Because I miss so much food in Kesenuma and Ishinomaki. But yeah, that's sad. But I have to visit them to see what was going on 6 years ago. Yes, northern would be much pure, authentic, I would say. Probably ingredient is more fresh. It's like the same thing in the United States. If I go to some other state, it's a vegetable and the fruit is much fresh, much more fresh than New York. Okay, this color is kind of dark. Pennsylvania has good food? Yeah, I think so. In summertime, I always go to Maine or Cape Town, like around there. Is their seafood is much better than New York, especially like lobster roll and that kind of stuff. They have a lobster festival once a year. Very good and good festival. So many people come in, and even they allow us to bring our dog. Oh, you miss Japanese seafood? Yeah, me too. Especially like a yellowtail. They don't normally have a salmon sushi, but now they do because lots of American like salmon sushi, because over here salmon sushi is very famous. But probably in Japan, salmon is very expensive. That's why they didn't have. But now probably they can have a salmon in like a reasonable price from, I think, Scotland. Yes. Because of the cold climate, is like make seafood fresher. Especially the other side, like Nihon, Japan Sea side. You think so? That's why they invented the California roll, don't you think? Because California world is, doesn't take, because there's no sushi inside. I mean, fish inside. Okay, western side, such as like a Kyoto, Okayama. You don't like seafood? Oh, in a can. Okay. I thought Canada has a really great seafood. Oh, bass fishing. Oh, that's nice. Sea bass. One of my cousins is so crazy about fishing, and he has lots of expensive equipment, and probably he used 1/3 of his income for the fishing equipment. Yeah, that's right, Akita, and it would be really nice. That's what he lives in, Yamagata. It's next to the Akita prefecture. That's how he doing fishing. But a sea bass, the bass is very big fish. Oh, I see. But when I came here in the New York City, and that like a long 20 years ago, most of the Americans didn't like seafood. Oh, wow. Okay. That would be really... You need to have a lot of kind of trick to fish because it's not easy. Because they are wild. Oh, must be. Oh, wow, that's great. So did you do sashimi? And what kind of dishes? Oh, barbecue. Oh, that's interesting. So like right after you caught the fish, then doing the barbecue like a seaside, that would be really nice. Wintertime we do pot, it's like a nabe. It's like putting in the seafood and lots of like winter vegetables. Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. Do you use some sort of like a sauce or just like a soy sauce? Wow. Probably the meat is so clear and fresh. It's kind of like a melting in your mouth, right? No sauce? Oh wow. Butter and spice. That sounds really good. Now everyone wants to eat the sea bass. Or sashimi. New Year is definitely fun in Japan because over here is almost nothing going on. It's so quiet, like a regular weekend. What's my favorite dish? My mom's like osechi. Hi, big Maika-san, right, Maika? Thanks for stopping by. I saw you at the New Year's Eve scope, and what's his name? Felipa was writing the name on the confetti. for the dropping ball at the New Year's Eve. That's so sweet of you because you mentioned every Japanese corporate's name. And Hideko-san was mentioned my name, then I saw, then that was really sweet. The scoper, the guy is very sweet, and he was trying to, write everyone's name and put it into the dropping ball. That was so nice. It reminded me it's like a Japanese New Year's ceremony. We do kind of like writing everybody's name and address. Then I think we burn at the shrine for wishing for everybody's like a good year. It's hard to explain what it is. Do we have that kind of things in New York or state? Oh, favorite food, that's right. Favorite food. I would say ramen noodle, but yeah, ramen noodle is like so casual. And the fancy one is osechi, that's Japanese New Year's food. Probably that dishes is only north side of Japan. It's like a dried squid and very thin carrot together, and it's kind of like a little slimy and sticky. We called ika ninjin. Ika means squid and ninjin means carrot. Osechi, yeah, osechi is the New Year's food. I think each family has a different type of recipe, and especially for the region has a different type of like a tradition. Do you know ozoni? It's like a mochi and in a soup. I just used the bread machine to make mochi this morning. Did you know that you can make the mochi? Yeah, good. So my hometown and using, not my hometown, probably my family, right, ozoni using clear soup. But my friends who from west side of Japan, they use white miso. And Nagoya probably using red miso, like a darker miso, not the miso is like a bean paste. But my family using clear, it's like a mirin and soy sauce and sake and dashi too. And also, do you like sukiyaki? Not the song, that's the food. Do you know why they call the sukiyaki for the song? Oh, you do? In that case, you just cook sweet rice. You like sukiyaki? Yes. Sukiyaki is very popular for American because it's like a Thai food, it's like a sweet, right? Especially Nagoya's sukiyaki is very sweet. People who in Nagoya tend to use more sugar for sukiyaki. Zojirushi. Ah, that's a good one. Zojirushi is the better. Mine is Panasonic, I think. I used to have a Korean rice cooker, but it's broke a year later. But I won't say all the Korean products is not, good. I just like not 50 years ago, 70 years ago, everybody said made in Japan sucks, right? But now everybody say, oh, made in Japan is the best quality. So they took 70 years to get the better quality. So Japanese product is everything is tiny. Even same company makes the same size of the printer, and yeah, Japan is very good to making smaller size of the product and quiet product. You're gonna be surprised when you go in Japan, right? You know that, right? The Japanese, what do you call it? Washing machine is so quiet. Over here, it's so loud and noisy. Even printer is so making so much noises. But in Japan, I thought my friend's printer is broken because doesn't make any noises. The reason why Japanese washing machine is so quiet is they need to have washing machine inside of the room. Yeah, that's right. I'm so quiet. No, I'm not typical Japanese, I think. But when I was in Japan, I'm not, among to the quiet people. That's right. That's the kind of crazy part, right? Since they get drunk, they're going so wild, right? And do you know the Breiko? Breiko is like they're so bright unless they drink. Then after they get drunk and they started to, I won't say so rude, but it's rude sometimes. And especially the old people, when I was like 20s, they are kind of sexual harassing type of word all the time. But I didn't pay attention. Some of the people were so upset. Yeah, that's right. Because if they are quiet or if they're polite naturally, they don't have to, going wild after they drink, because they pretend to be quiet, pretend to be doing something different. That's why they explode, don't you think? Skip it. Yeah, I agree with you. But they covered everything up during, at the office. But since they get out, then at the bar, then drink a little bit, maybe. Me? Over 20 years. I'm so comfortable living here because I don't have to going out with scary people. You can guess. It's over 40. What does skebe mean? You don't need a T though. Skebe is the guy is very, I don't know what's the proper word. It's like horny all the time. And also saying something very sexual and almost like harassing people. Oh, is that a right word? Okay. Yep. The Periscope has a 2 or 3 different type of generation group, right? It's like so young, like a teenager and 20s, and who wanted to hang out with the classmate or some the same generation, and like over 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70 and 80. The people already accomplished like life, and they wanted to deliver some message or sharing information for helping others. I started to Periscope June 2017, and I had a trouble to find in the group I wanted to belong into. So it took 30 days or a month to find a group I can belong to. I think Tristan is the one and find me to invite in the Kim's or other people's groups. Otherwise, until then I was kind of doing scope alone and almost like talking to myself. Yeah, it takes a long time. There's so many people, so many viewers, but only few. No, I'm not a US citizen and yet. I have a permanent residence over here. But that's funny thing is permanent residence we have to renew. Yeah, renews every 10 years. No? Oh, you used to scope? I didn't know that. Why did you quit? I know so many people who don't do scope anymore. Oh, share scopes. Oh, I see. Right. And you are tapping so many hearts, like a million hearts, everyone's scope, and sharing scopes, right? Even this is kind of like a virtually like a friendship, but some people is fighting each other. So much drama going on sometimes. I try to stay away from drama. Yeah, scope drama is childish, I think so. I agree. Because like a fighting or argument is always escalated to like different angle. Yeah, you told me like while you're sleeping, right? Yeah, Periscope drama. There was so many this summertime, I think. Not only the Japanese scoper, I see some other American and some other like European people. Probably something going on. Like everybody was fighting, and scoping is like kind of one way. You can say anything if you want to, but that's not fair though. This is like a mini TV channel, so you can't say everything. When I was little, I thought I was, in a TV show. I thought someone is like shooting on me, so that's why I'm try to well behave, try not to do something crazy. Probably my parents told me, you are in a TV, so someone is shooting you, or there's a camera behind my curtain or something like that. I trusted. That was a great way to, teach your kids to be well behaved. Oh, so long? I came to work for the film industry I was a wardrobe stylist, and I'm doing for a really long time. Then I started my business in 2000. I had a e-commerce business 15 years. Then now switching to the different business and IT. I would say IT. Hi, from New York, right? To New York. Neighbor, right? Do you see you have the same sky color? Hi, how are you? We are chatting. I was kind of testing what kind of IT. Video storytelling, and we are building the website and also try to make the app. Not into the AI or fintech or anything. But maybe because I'm interested in AI or blockchain or lots of different technology, maybe I can use those type of technology into the video storytelling. But now I'm focusing on the only video storytelling and using as a marketing purpose or self-awareness, that kind of stuff. Then I was thinking about raising fund by angel investor, but I started to doubt, questioning about myself, because startup world has been changed so much, and so many things is changed. Doing accelerator program and raising fund and seed and series A and B and C, is that kind of things is going to be changed. And also I decided to do the everything is like a remote company. So many things to talk about my startup company. It's fun because since you started the business, starting business, especially IT, it would be much easier in the United States compared to Japan, because more resource and more investors and more crowdfundings. Even Periscope has a super hard type of way to fundraise, and we set up the Patreon. There's a lot of opportunity in the United States. Because if you build the IT startup only in Japanese, how are we gonna target the globalized, right? Globalization need to be done. So that means we have to speak English. At least. Yeah. I've seen a lot of the Korean and Chinese entrepreneur and coming from their own country and speaking Japanese, speaking English and participating accelerator program here. I always admire them, respect them. I don't see many Japanese people coming from Japan to joining accelerator program in the United States. Why? Oh, because they think that you don't speak Japanese? Oh, that's no good. Is that happen in Kyoto? If it's in Kyoto, it doesn't mean you're American. Even they don't let me in. Kyoto is like a strange town, and they say Ichigen-san okotowari. That means, oh, it's not really. Oh, that's no good. But I think that kind of stuff is not happening in US, right? Oh, in Kyoto? Because most of the Kyoto's restaurant has a policy, and they they're welcoming only the members or invited person by members, not the person who just walk in. Yeah, never happened in US. Especially New York is 120 people from 125 different countries living here. So it's not happening. Hi. I was testing, but we ended up talking about Japanese culture and New York restaurant. Not most of the place, like most of the fancy place, it's like a bars and a very high-end restaurant, I think. Because whenever I go to Kyoto, I always with the people who from Kyoto. That's why I don't know. I never walked in Kyoto's restaurant. Oh, you're from Hawaii. Yeah, it's interesting, right? I'm from Japan, not Tokyo. I used to live in Tokyo, but my hometown is like a northern side of Japan. It's like a cold climate, but not like New York. New York is much colder. Over here today, right now it's minus 12 degrees. Yeah, I, I, I don't like people in Tokyo. Yeah, New York has a many culture, 125 different type of country, people from 125 different country. So pretty much you can find anyone in here, any country in New York. But the great thing is you can taste different type of food. One of my favorite place near here is, what do you call it? Ethiopian restaurant. Hawaii is 6 hours different, right? Hokkaido. Yeah, Hokkaido is very nice. Hokkaido is almost like not Japan to me. It's like a different country. Yeah, I've been there only once for the film shooting. Yeah, very different. And the people are nice too. They have a really nice seafood. Oh yeah, California is much more, I think. Okinawa is so different. Okinawa is not Japan. Their face texture is different, and most of the people speak in English. I heard, because of the US base over there, and also used to be a US territory, right? California state is much bigger than California state is same as Japan size, the country. Sweet purple potato? Is that from Okinawa? Oh, interesting. I just only know the chips. Oh, best looking? Probably from Akita, right? They have a pure skin and like whiter, and their mind is also pure too. Oh, originally. I didn't know that. I only know the chips, the kind of purplish and blue color of the potato, but it's sweeter. Okinawa has a different type of vegetables. I know there are few people in Hawaii, Okinawa, the people from Okinawa in Hawaii and New York City. There's a lot of Japanese people from Osaka and Kyushu. That's Kyushu region. It's Fukuoka prefecture. Not from my hometown. You never been to Okinawa? Oh, that's interesting. Okinawa is like Hawaii. More flaky and different texture. More crispy, right, maybe. Purple is the funny part. Yeah. Because in United States, they kind of are afraid to eat in dark color of the food, such as like a seafood, like nori from Japan. They had a hard time to sell in norimaki, that's sushi. That's why they put the rice outside instead of nori. That's the California roll. That's interesting. But the chocolate cake in state is much darker though. Don't you think? Yeah, you're right. It's like a Towada. Towada Lake. Where is the Towada Lake? Is Shizuoka prefecture? Yeah, that's dark chocolate. Towada is Shizuoka, I think. No, that's Hamanako. Towada is Nagano. I forgot. I forgot where is the Towada. No. Oops. Let me see. Towada. I tried to think. Aomori. Oh my goodness. Towada Lake. Towada is like between Hokkaido and Akita. There's a prefecture called Aomori. That's right, they have a lake. Hello. We are discussing about Japanese. Nice to have, irregular viewers. It's nice. Oh, did I scare him? Yeah, Aomori has a lot of great stuff, and I have a really good friend lives in Aomori, near Hirosaki, I think. Hirosaki. That's also another US base, military there. Yes, near Sendai is so beautiful. Lots of green, and what else? Because they don't have so much tall building like a Tokyo. That's the great part, don't you think? It's like a still very like natural. Yes, grammatically is so different because English is like subject first, then verb, and then other stuff, right? For the Japanese, is subject sometimes omitted, you can imply, and the verb is always the end of the sentence. Sendai is small town? Yeah, I think population-wise, Sendai would be small town. But the land is huge, but the people density, what do you call it, population density, is not that dense as Tokyo. very beginning of my scope, I was researching about the population density in my hometown and here. Then I found really surprising number because compared to my hometown to Manhattan, 100 times different. 100 times. Can you imagine like 100 more people living in the same space? Yeah, language structure and also the wording. Like one of the word is like a komorebi, that's the Japanese word that's not existing in English. So sometimes it's hard. Yeah, 100 times. Manhattan compared to Manhattan to my hometown. It's like a 1 kilometer square. For instance, if my hometown is living only 3 people, but over here is 300 people. I think it's more than that. It's like 1 kilometer. I think Manhattan is like 10,000 people living. It's something like that. Because as you see, this building is 12 stories. Not 12, 20 story. 22 stories. And each floor has 20 family units. Can you imagine how many people lived here? You think so? Chinese would be easier because grammatically it's similar to English. And the hardest part learning Japanese is not the language. Don't you think? Culture. Because there is a, don't you yeah, probably you know more about it because they have always meaning behind. It's like of course over here the English has a kind of expression type of, the word. So even you kind of say, oh, I hope you're okay anyway, but it doesn't mean anything, right? Yeah, I think so. It's something like that. There's a word called honne tatemae. So that means honne is like a truth, and tatemae is like just surface. Yeah, indirect. So it's like if you wanted to find out someone is available tomorrow or not. So over here, always say, oh, do you have a time or do you want to go out tomorrow? It's very straight, right? If you're using English. But in Japan, what are you doing tomorrow? They're starting like this. Then, oh, I'm doing this. Then, they're kind of asking a couple of questions first. Then, do you think you're going to go out? It takes more time to find out if someone is available or not. You think that's truth test? Sometimes you can say that, but some people say it's very polite. Yeah, I can see that because here is sometimes too casual and too straight. It means like offended someone. But if you indirect so much time and you feel good about it, then after you find out that doesn't mean anything, it's more sad, I think. Yeah, I can tell. Because you have to read her mind. Right. Yeah, that's right. Especially in Kyoto. I keep saying Kyoto. Probably I hope, any people not watching my scope from Kyoto. Um, they have so much things in Kyoto, and they can't say, "Oh, the party's over. Just get out of my house." They won't say that. So instead of they saying that, and they use a broomstick to upside down on the wall. That's a very like old expression. So if you see the broom upside down, you gotta get out. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Now you want to get the broom, Japanese broom. Then if someone come into your house, then staying so long, and you're gonna put the upside down broom on the wall. And when you're learning Japanese, probably some of the Japanese lessons teach you. What I saw the NHK like a language TV show. They said, "Oh, if Japanese people saying 'come and see me,' please don't take it seriously." They are teaching in the Japanese lesson. So "come and see me" means just expression. I didn't know that. I thought it's, you know, I thought they invited me to coming over. Probably I'm not the typical Japanese. That's right. In New York, we can drink outside, especially besides some of the special event. But now is even St. Patrick Day. You cannot drink green beer outside anymore. Yeah, that's a wooden, right? Not a bamboo. Yeah, that's right, wooden. And the bamboo cup is good too, right? Because you can smell the bamboo and also kind of little flavor in it. That's for the New Year's. Yeah, that's right. Omiki, that's the New Year's sake, is bring you good fortune. Yeah, that's nice. Nihonshu, Japanese sake is made of rice, so that's good for your health. Oh, really? LA people? More Japaneseized? Let's do some lunch together. Just expression. Let's see. In New York say, "Oh, see you around." It's like, it's nothing sometimes. Yeah. Yes. That's why most of the New Yorker don't have a close friend. That's why we have a lot of New York scoper, including me. My case is and my significant other is not in, business trip all the time. Oh, okay. Yeah, thinking about what time is the best time to do in scope. I was doing in the morning, but now I'm changing the time. 7:30 p.m. It'll be. It's ended up 9. It's kind of Your nighttime? Okay. But at nighttime is a lot of scoper is doing scoping. It's not, mine is more like a kind of, anyway, I'll try. Yeah, okay, I'll try nighttime first. Then we'll see. Yeah, later is better. Right. I hope I don't fall asleep. Then, doing scope 8 hours. That's right. Hawaiian time is, because we have a 6 hours different. Puchiperi story time? Okay. Let's keep it the Puchiperi story time, which is 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or 7. Okay. Yeah, that's right. When I was using OBS, that's software, and I use the camera to show in my face, and maybe I'll do the OBS 7:30, like a Puchiperi style, put on my face inside. But when I'm using OBS, I have to kind of look down because OBS software doesn't show in the comments. But I'll try. I'll figure out something. And also I see the delay of my mouse movement and the voice, but I'll fix it. Yeah, you don't have to show. Some of the people never show their face. But my face is already all over my internet. Not on my internet, like Google or something. So I see. Right. That's why I have to look down, because I use the iPad to looking at the comments. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, nice guy doesn't. That's right. When our staff is doing Periscope the Times Square and they are showing their face, they say, put your faces over, show us Times Square. Some of the viewers saying that. Yeah, I agree. That's why I put my face, inside of not the huge screen, but showing something. Oh, that's a great idea. Now we have to kind of mini studio. I used to sharing the kind of my setup for the Twitter. It's totally like a mini studio inside of my house, using huge screen and iPad and iPhone for the other, and also need to have a microphone. I don't have a lighting, but some people using lighting. Totally like a TV show setup, because I used to work for the film and TV industry. I know how hard to set up and doing even 30 minutes recording or live. Live would be so difficult. You need lighting. Probably sooner or later, because Japan has an app called Snow. They all wipe out the wrinkle. And you don't have to put a makeup on, because the app itself you can change your makeup. You can even do the eyebrow and the lipstick. Maybe Periscope is going to have that kind of feature soon. Called Sugar, SUGAR. That's I think Korean company, Korean app. And also Look, LOOK. If you download that kind of app, and you don't have to put the makeup on, you just pick the makeup or hair color, then take a picture or a video, then send it to someone else. Hello, another scope. No, I mean another bod. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for joining. That was really nice talking to you. And that was a good test, more than good. I'm gonna do this for next 12 weeks. Then Puchiperi time in English and Japanese for different. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful evening and New Year too, and week. Koi-san, bye.